The high holiday season extends from Rosh Chodesh Elul until Shmini Atzeres on the 22nd of Tishrei. This includes Rosh Hashanah, the New Year, the Fast of Gedalia, Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, Sukkot, Hutz, and Shmini Atzeres, Assembly on the 8th, which is partially Sukkot and partially a holiday on its own. Rosh Hashanah is fundamentally a happy holiday because it marks a fresh start with a new year and its associated hopes, along with reflections on past pleasant memories. Likewise, Sukkot is a joyous holiday when the journey to the land of Israel is reenacted with a celebration of its bountiful harvest. Yom Kippur, however, dominates the season because of the overwhelming importance of its themes of apology and forgiveness. For weeks, penitential poems are said in synagogue. They essentially comprise the entire service of Yom Kippur, which effectively lasts all day. There are also many of these prayers which comprise the bulk of the Rosh Hashanah liturgy, which lasts for hours. It is traditional to say Psalm 27 during this period. The choice tends to be puzzling because it does not greatly deal with repentance. The commentaries quote the first verse saying, "The Lord is my light," as an allusion to Rosh Hashanah, and "my salvation" alludes to Yom Kippur. In addition, it says, "He will shelter me in his sukkah," and the word, had it not, literally lule, spells Elul backwards. The theme of the psalm is the confidence of King David that he will be rescued from his distress because of his all-encompassing desire to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of his life, and to see the serenity of Hashem and to visit his inner sanctuary. This desire, though, is also a reason to justify a request for forgiveness. Typically, in Jewish thought, repentance requires 5 elements: accepting that the deed was wrong, discontinuing the errant behavior, remorse, making restitution, and apologizing. There are 4 degrees of forgiveness. The smallest sins are forgiven immediately upon request. The worst sins are forgiven only by the death of the sinner. Light intermediate sins are forgiven during the general season of forgiveness on Yom Kippur, and the more serious violations will require suffering as well. Psalm 51 is a major penitential psalm. King David wrote it as an apology to God for his adultery with Bathsheba and his murder of Uriah the Hittite. With the exception of the Abarbanel, the major Jewish commentaries bring the rationale from the Talmud that Bathsheba was divorced and Uriah was guilty of treason. However, because David took the matter into his own hands when he should have placed it before the Sanhedrin, it was reckoned as if he actually committed these crimes, especially when his greatness is considered. The simple understanding of the Tanakh is that it was as bad as it sounds. One can see, though, the greatness of Hashem, that he forgave David even for these horrible crimes, and the greatness of David in that he really begged for forgiveness. In Psalm 51, the first thing David does is admit his wrongdoing. Next, he requests mercy in the way a person would make an appeal to an offended loved one. He then asks to be cleansed of his offense and have the proper path instilled in all aspects of his being. He specifically requests a pure heart in the proper spirit. He states that he is crushed by feelings of guilt from this experience. He recognizes that retributions may come because of his evil. Nevertheless, he will celebrate if he is forgiven. HaKadosh Baruch Hu chastises David for scorning his word. The idea is that hatred of religion is a very serious offense against God and is likely to draw harsh reactions from heaven. Conversely, love of God is such a strong merit that it will allow even the most heinous of actions to be totally forgiven. Thank you.